Hello everyone, welcome to IITN's GATE classes. So today's session, it will be a demo video session on your circuit theory. So IITN's GATE classes, we are starting our new batch for GATE 2023 and 2024 from February 20th. So for all the details, you can either mail us to this email ID or you can see our phone number is also present over here. So you can contact via any of the way and you can ask for more details. So the special features of this course, you can see it will be a live interactive classes and study materials and assignment. It will be provided to you on a weekly basis and there will be online test exams. And this session, it will be purely interactive as well as conceptual learning, and 100% syllabus, it will be covered before time or it will be covered on time. And there are doubt clearing sessions also and post guidance session after your GATE exam. And for meritorious students, we have certain scholarships and you can also avail those things from either by mailing us or you can contact us via the phone number given. So then let us start today's session. So today I am going to discuss about a very small topic of circuit theory. So this is basically our demo session of how our classes are being taken. Okay. So here I have discussed about absorb power and deliver power in a circuit element. Okay. So let us then see what is the concept behind it. So first concept that we require over here is that of Ohm's law. So Ohm's law, we have been studying Ohm's law from like our 11th class. So what does Ohm's law states? That if you pass a current I through an element, okay, through an element which is known as a resistor, and if it produces a voltage V, then the ratio of V by I, it actually gives you what? It gives you resistance. Or Ohm's law basically states that the voltage is directly proportional to the current flowing through the resistor. Now if I want to remove this proportionality constant, so this is actually what? This is R, or basically the resistance of this element. So this is what? This is your Ohm's law. And according to Ohm's law, current always flows from higher potential to lower potential. So this is the basic nature of current, that it always flows from higher potential to lower potential, like your water. So water always has this nature to flow from higher level to lower levels. Okay. So this is your high level to lower level. Okay. So water, it has its innate nature that always it flows from high level to low level. We don't need to do anything. Gravity will do the work. Similarly, current also has this innate nature that it always flows from higher potential side to lower potential side. So here we have described higher potential by a positive side and lower potential by a negative sign. Okay. So this is a very basic concept of Ohm's law. So now how do we incorporate this logic in our absorb power and deliver power? Let us see. So here I have taken three elements. This is one resistor, inductor and capacitor. So here you can see what? That basically 1 ampere current, it is flowing in this resistor and the potential difference across it is what? It is your 1 volt. So basically what is happening? Current is flowing according to its nature. Nature means what? It is flowing from higher potential to lower potential. So what is common in between these three elements, between this resistor, inductor and capacitor? That these are your passive elements. Now we have two kinds of elements, passive elements and active elements. By passive elements, we mean that they always absorb power. Okay, they always absorb power. And what about the second classification? It is your active elements. Okay, active elements. So what do we mean by active elements? Active elements are those elements which deliver power. Okay, which deliver power. Now example, talking about passive elements. So these are your R, L, C. Okay, resistor, inductor, capacitor. Active elements, you can tell that sir it will be current source or your what, it can be your voltage source. So active elements are basically current source, voltage source, okay, or battery also you can say. So these three are your what, they are your passive elements, okay, passive elements. So in passive elements basically they do what, they absorb power. Okay, so power is basically what, power is actually your voltage into current, or you can also say, I should have derived this first. So power, if I go in the definition of power, so power is basically what, it is the rate of change of energy with respect to time. Okay, or you can say P is equal to dW by dt. Okay, rate of change of work with respect to time also you can say. So dW by dt. We know what, that if I do some manipulation, something like this, what I did, I simply did multiplication by dq and division by dq. So I can do this. So this dW by dq, what we know, that rate of change of work with respect to the charge, it is known as voltage, and dq by dt, it is what, it is current, rate of flow of charge with respect to time. So power, you can see, it is basically what, voltage into current. Okay, so the same thing I have used over here. So basically what I told, that passive element, they always absorb power. So basically this resistor is absorbing 1 watt power. Similarly this inductor, it is also absorbing 1 watt power, and this capacitor, it is also absorbing 1 watt power. Okay, it is absorbing 1 watt power. So this is all about what, passive elements and how basically they are absorbing power. Now let us see what, let us see the concept of absorbed power and delivered power. So for this concept, what I want, let us again go back to this tank example. Okay, so this is high level, this is low level. Suppose I have a reservoir over here. Okay, this is a reservoir. Okay, so now basically I don't need to do any work. Okay, potential energy or gravity is doing the work from shifting this water from high level to low level. But what if I want to put water from this reservoir to this high level, like the example of your overhead tank in your home? So what element do I require over here? I require a pump. Okay, I require a pump over here. So what this pump will do, it will supply water from this reservoir to this high level tank. So basically this pump is doing the work for shifting the water from lower potential energy to higher potential energy or higher potential. So basically I am doing work over here, or this system, this pump, it is doing what? It is doing work for taking this water from lower level to higher level. So this is actually the concept of power delivered in our electrical circuit. that basically I am delivering power with the help of this external pump over here. So the same thing or the same concept applies to our electrical circuit also. Okay. Now for electrical circuits, power will be delivered. Listen very carefully. In electrical circuits, power will be delivered when your current flows from lower potential to higher potential. That means what? I am going in the opposite style of Ohm's law, or I am going in the opposite to the nature of flow of current. I told you what? Current always flows from higher potential to lower potential. This is the natural flow. Okay, that current flows from higher potential to lower potential. Now if I want to do the exact opposite thing, so basically this is what, for this external work need to be done, or power should be delivered in this case when I want to transfer current from lower potential to higher potential. So in this example, you can see what, that this is a independent voltage source, or you can say this is your ideal voltage source. Okay. So in this ideal voltage source, you can see that this current 2 ampere is flowing from positive terminal to negative terminal, or it is flowing from higher potential to lower potential. So that means it is following the natural style of current. You can see natural style of current means what? That current flows from higher potential to lower potential. So whenever current flows from higher potential to lower potential, that means power is being absorbed by the element, and I always indicate power absorbed by PABS. So what is power absorbed over here? So that is 2 volt into 2 ampere, so that is 4 watt. Okay. So here 4 watt, if you want to say, so you will be saying what? That this is absorbed power. Now look here very carefully. Here you can see that this current 2 ampere, okay, 2 ampere is flowing from lower potential to higher potential, because the direction of current is like this. So it is flowing from your lower potential to higher potential. So this is opposite to the natural style of current, flow of current. So that means what? Here I need to deliver power, or basically this element, this current source, this independent or ideal current source is basically delivering power so that current flows in the opposite direction of its natural flow. So here basically your power will be delivered, and what will be the delivered power? It will be 2 volt into 2 ampere, so that is 4 watt. So in both the cases you can see what? That power is 4 watt, but here basically this element is absorbing 4 watt, and here this element is delivering 4 watt. Okay, so mind this, there is the difference between absorbed and deliver power. So basically what is that difference? Here you can see both of them have same polarity, 2 volt. There is no change in polarity anywhere, but this direction of current is basically deciding whether this element will be absorbing or whether this element will be delivering power. So basically your power deliver and power absorb decides the direction of current in the element. Okay. Now come to this current source. Okay. So this is your ideal current source or independent current source, whatever you can say. So here you can see what? That basically I have marked the polarity. So one thing you should be knowing, that in your voltage source you basically know the voltage. You don't know about the current. Current you have to calculate using the external circuit. Okay. And in your current source you have the current, direction of current also you know, but you don't know about the voltage polarities. So that you need to calculate from external circuit. I have assumed that I know this values, okay, voltage. So here you can see that 1 ampere current, it is flowing from lower potential to higher potential. You can see over here, okay, it is flowing from lower side to higher side. Lower means negative to higher. So that means what? Here this element, it is basically delivering power. How much power is being delivered? It is 1 ampere into 1 volt. So that is 1 watt. So 1 watt power is being delivered by this current source. Now look here. Again you can see here I have maintained this direction of current. Okay. Direction of current is same. Value and the magnitude of current is also same, but now the polarity is different, so I should have kept it 1 volt over here. Okay, so if this is 1 volt, here you can see the direction of current, it is from higher potential to lower potential. So that means what? This is following the normal or the natural style of current, or the natural direction in which current flows. So here you can see current is flowing from higher potential to lower potential. So that means what? Here your power is being absorbed. So that is how much? That is 1 ampere into 1 volt. So that is 1 watt. So again you can see basically the magnitude of power is the same, but the way it is differentiated, it is with the help of this delivered power and absorbed power. Okay, so in delivered power, the direction or the polarities of the voltage, it will be such that it will follow the opposite or the opposite style of flow of current, and in absorbed power, basically in a current source, the polarities of voltage, it will be what? It will be following the natural style of the flow of current, that is from higher potential to lower potential. Okay, so here you can see the polarity and the direction of current, it is same as in your Ohm's law. Okay, so Ohm's law states that current flows from higher potential to lower potential. Okay, so now you can see this two example. Okay, it's like this one only. Now suppose, why have I taken this example once again? Okay, so here you can see this is 2 ampere. Now what I can do, if this is 2 ampere, I can simply do what? I can reverse the direction of current, okay, and I can put a minus sign in the current. Okay, so this is basically same, both the thing are same, 2 ampere in this direction or minus 2 ampere in this direction. Similarly, you can see 2 ampere is flowing in this direction, so I can change it and write it like minus 2 ampere in the opposite direction. Okay, I can write it like this. Now look over here, if I write in this style, okay, if I write in this style, in this red color style, if you see, so here you can see minus 2 ampere is flowing from lower side to higher side. So that means what? Power deliver over here is how much? It is basically 2 volt into minus 2 ampere. So that is minus 4 watt. So previously when we had seen, so let me write this as 1, this as 2, this as 3, this as 4, this as 5, and this as 6. So in first case when we had seen, there this was the same example, we had calculated power absorbed as what? It was 4 watt. Okay, power absorbed was 4 watt. Now for the same circuit, for the same element, you can see power delivered is how much? It is minus 4 watt. Similarly, over here, if I calculate, the power delivered was how much? Power delivered. So power delivered, if you see in case 2, so power delivered, you can see it was 4 watt in the same case. So it was 4 watt. But if I write in this red color, if the direction of current is in this red color, so what you can see? Power absorbed, it is written in the style of power absorbed. Why? Because your this minus 2 ampere, it is flowing from higher potential to lower potential. So power absorbed will be 2 volt into minus 2 ampere. So that is what? That is minus 4 watt. So one very important conclusion that we need to make is that power in an element, power absorbed plus power delivered is always equal to 0. So this is very, very important. This comes from your energy conservation. Okay. So you can see whatever power is absorbed over here and the power delivered, it will be always equal to 0, or another way of writing is that in an element, power absorbed is equal to minus of power delivered. Okay. Another way of writing. So any way you wish, you can write this. Okay. You can write it. Now similarly, this is same as your case 3. So this, let me write it as 7 and this as 8. So previously we had calculated over here power delivered. So that was 1 watt, and this was what? This was power absorbed. So this was also 1 watt. Now if this is 1 volt, I can write it like this also. Means I can just change the polarities and I can write it as minus 1 volt over here. So if I write it like this, then you can see basically current is flowing from, if I want to write in this style, okay. So current is flowing from plus side to minus side. So when current flows from plus side to minus side, so that means what? Basically my power is absorbed. Now how much power is being absorbed? So that is minus 1 volt into 1 ampere. So that is minus 1 watt. And over here, if you see, this is, sorry, so this I have written as 2 volt. So let me write it as 1 volt once again. So here you can see this is minus, this is plus. So what I can do, I can just interchange the polarity and put a minus sign in the magnitude. So this will be plus minus and I can write it as minus 1 volt. So now you can see current flows in this from negative side to positive side. So when current flows from negative to positive, that means what? It is power delivered. Power delivered will be how much? It will be minus 1 volt into 1 ampere. So that is minus 1 watt. Okay, minus 1 watt. So this equation is holding true. Okay, so it is holding true. Now let me generalize this concept of power absorbed and power delivered in a simple language. So you need to only take care of this if current enters from the positive terminal of an element, then the element will always absorb power. Okay, so what I told, if there is an element, okay, if there is an element X, okay, this element is X. Now this has voltage marked like this, and if current enters through the positive terminal of this X, that means what? That means what? This is V, okay, and this is I. So that means this element X is absorbing power, and what is the power absorbed? That is V into I. Okay. Now second point, if current leaves, or I should be writing exits from the positive terminal of an element, then the element will always deliver power. Okay, that means what? Element is delivering power. So what do I mean by that? Suppose if I have an element x. Okay, again I am taking x. Now, if in this x, my polarities are marked like this, plus minus V, this is x. And if current exits from the positive terminal, you can see current is leaving the positive terminal. So whenever current leaves your positive terminal or exits from the positive terminal, so that means what? Power is always delivered, and power delivered will be what? It will be V into I. So you can see for any of the example, take any of the example like over here. So current is entering through the positive terminal, so that is why power absorbed. Here you can see current is exiting from the positive terminal, so that is power delivered. Now in this case, check, basically your current is exiting from the positive terminal, so power delivered. Here you can see current is entering, okay, entering the positive terminal, so that means what? It is power absorbed. So what I have done, basically I have condensed this concept of power absorbed and power delivered only on one single positive terminal, that's it. If current enters from the positive terminal, okay, if current enters from the positive terminal, then power absorbed. If current exits from the positive terminal, then power is delivered. Just remember these points, okay? Now with this, let us solve few questions, okay? So in all our sessions, whenever in our live sessions, whenever we cover some concepts, it is always followed with questions, okay? Questions from previous year GATE papers, okay? So here you can see there is one question that 3 circuit elements shown in the figure are part of an electric circuit. The total power absorbed by the 3 circuit element. So you need to see what is the total power absorbed by the 3 circuit elements in what, okay? So if you see, so if 10 ampere currents flows from here, and if 8 ampere currents flows in this direction, that means what? 2 ampere current flows in this direction, okay, according to Kirchhoff current law. So 2 ampere flows in this direction. Now you can see, let me mark this element as 1, this as 2, and this as 3. Now in the first element, element 1, tell me if power is absorbed or power is delivered. Here you can see current is entering through the positive terminal, okay? So this is your positive terminal, this implies your negative terminal. So here you can see 10 ampere is entering through the positive terminal. That means what? Power absorbed over here is what? It is equal to 100 volt into 10 ampere, or that is 1000 watt in element 1. Now look at element 2. Okay, in element 2, 8 ampere current, this is positive, this is negative. 8 ampere current is exiting through the positive terminal. That means what? This element 2 is delivering power. So P delivered over here is what? It is 8T into 8. So that is what? 640 watt. Now what about element 3? Element 3, you can see 2 ampere current, again it is exiting from positive terminal. So that means what? Element 3 is also delivering power. So P delivered is equal to how much? It is equal to 15 volt into 2 ampere. So that is 30 watt. Okay. So we have calculated the power of each of the individual elements. Now read the question once again. The total power absorbed by 3 circuits. So total power absorbed is asked over here. So this element is absorbing power, but this element is delivering power. Now if I want to write it in the style of absorbed power, so we know what we have just now seen, P delivered is equal to minus P absorbed. So P absorbed over here, it will be what? It will be, if P delivered is 640, so P absorbed will be minus 640 watt. If in this element 3 delivered power is 30 watt, that means absorbed power will be what? It will be minus 30 watt. So I need what? Total power absorbed. So P total absorbed, it is what? It is equal to 1000 plus, over here I have what? Minus 640 plus, this is what? Absorbed is minus 30. So this comes out to be 360, sorry, this is your, so this is 1000 minus 670, or this is your 330 watt. So the total power absorbed by the 3 circuit element is what? 330 watt. If in the same question, if it was asked what is the total power delivered, if it was asked total power delivered, so if total power absorbed is 330, then total delivered power, it will be how much? So let me write it above. So total delivered power will be how much? So it will be minus 330 watt. Okay, using this expression only once again. Okay, using this expression. So very simple question, but a good question. Now the next element is in the interconnection of ideal sources shown in the below figure. So what I will suggest, if you have understood this concept, please pause the video and solve this question yourself. So in the interconnection of ideal sources shown in the below figure, it is known that the 60 volt source is absorbing power. Okay, so this 60 volt source is absorbing power. Which of the following can be the value of current source I? Okay, so what should be the value of this current source I, they are asking. So what is given in the question? In the interconnection of ideal sources shown, it is known that 60 volt source is absorbing power. So this 60 volt source is absorbing power. That means what? Let me assume that the current flowing is I1 over here, as it is absorbing power. So obviously I told you, in a voltage source, absorb power or deliver power basically decides the direction of current. So here I have actually decided the direction of current like this, which is in accordance with the absorbing of power. Okay, because current is entering from the positive terminal. Now look at this node. If I apply KCL, so I plus I1 is equal to 12, or I is equal to 12 minus I1. Now I1, it should have a value greater than equal to 0. Why? Because it is said that 60 volt is absorbing power. So obviously if it is absorbing power, then this direction of current, it will never change, and it should have a value which has a positive, means it should have a value such that it should be greater than 0. Okay, so that means what? I, it should be less than 12. Okay, I should be less than 12. Now look at the options. There is only one option present which is having value less than 12. So that is option A. Okay, so 10 ampere is the only answer. So option B, it cannot be 13 ampere because due to this constraint that I should be less than 12, as I1 is positive over here. Okay, it should have a value greater than 0. So none of the other values it will be possible. Okay, so this was a very, very good question. Very good question. Now look at the next question. Okay, so it is given the voltages developed across the 3 ohm and 2 ohm resistor are shown in the figure are 6 volt and 2 volt respectively. So 6 volt, 2 volt with the polarities as marked. What is the power in watt delivered by the 5 volt source? So power delivered means what? That current should exit from the positive terminal. So basically I need to find this I. Okay, I need to find this I. So here you can see this is 6 volt and 3 ohm. So that means direction of current is 2 ampere, and over here it will be 1 ampere. Okay, 1 ampere. So one more concept over here is that in any network, suppose this is one network, N1 and this is one network N2. If from N1 to N2 I1 is flowing, then from N2 to N1 I1 should flow back. Okay, so whatever is the current going from one network to another, the same amount of current should exit from the other network and go into the first network. Okay, so the same concept will be used over here. So look here, from N2 to N1 2 ampere is flowing, from N1 to N2 1 ampere is flowing from this branch. So total N2 to N1 2 ampere is flowing. So that means what? 1 ampere is flowing from here. So the remaining 1 ampere, it is flowing from this 5 volt, and that is why power delivered by this 5 volt, it is equal to what? 5 volt into 1 ampere, or that is 5 watt. So 5 watt or option A is your answer. So always remember that in any 2-port network, if current flows I1 from your network 1 to network 2, the same amount of current should return from network N2 to network N1. So this is a very important concept. Okay. Now the next question is what? What will be the power consumed by the voltage source, current source and the resistance respectively? So here you can see, I means in our live class I usually start from this, that whenever a voltage source and current source are connected in parallel, okay, connected in parallel, then your voltage source has highest priority. And if your voltage source and current source are connected in series, then your current source has high priority. Okay. So here you can see this is 1 volt. That means what? Over here 1 volt is generated, and over here also 1 volt is generated. Okay. Because in parallel voltage remains the same. Now if in this means resistance of this terminal has polarities of 1 volt, voltage across it as 1 volt, that means what? 1 ampere current should flow from here. Now if you apply KCL at this node, so 1 ampere is incoming, 1 ampere is outgoing. So that means 0 ampere is flowing from here. So that means power delivered across this 1 volt is what? It is 0 into 1. So that is 0 watt. Power delivered from this 1 ampere. So that is what? 1 volt into 1 ampere. So that is 1 watt. You can see it is written in the style of deliver, and power absorbed by this 1 ohm resistance is what? It is 1 watt. So which option do you see? So here voltage source, then current source, then resistance. So option B is your correct answer. Okay. Now the next question over here is what? For the circuit given in the figure below, the power delivered by the 2 volt source is given by. So what is the power delivered by this 2 volt source? So again a very simple concept. This voltage source is connected in parallel. That means what? Same 2 volt this resistance will have. So if this is 2 volt, so 2 ampere current is flowing from here. So if 2 ampere current flows from here, you can see 1 ampere is flowing from here. So according to KCL, 1 ampere must flow from here. So power delivered by this 2 volt, it will be what? It will be 1 ampere into 2 volt. Now this is written in the style of delivered power. You can see 1 ampere current is exiting from this positive terminal. So that means what? This is your 2 watt. Okay. So this is your 2 watt. So with this, I end this demo session. Now if you have liked my session, please press the thumbs up button, and you can also share this video with your friend, and you can subscribe to our channel for more such useful videos. Okay. And for any other more informations, you can just comment in the comment section below and I will get back to you. Okay. So see you in the next session. Thank you.